Hi, it's Dr. Lori, the PhD Antiques Appraiser. I'm here with Real Bargains. That's right, Real Bargains, where I show you the real bargains that people are finding at thrift stores, antique malls, at yard sales all over. And you know, they're finding them everywhere. They're finding them in all types of locations, rural, urban, suburban, wherever. They're finding them online, and I'm showing you what to look for so you can find them too. Everyone's given me permission to retell their stories. We've got some great stories for you. We've got some mid-century modern home decor pieces. We've got some gold jewelry, and we also have Judith Leiber purses. That's right. So stay tuned. My first real bargain comes from a video call. And this piece is a Jean Gillon Brazilian-made chair. It's a beautiful chair. It's called a captain's chair. And this is a true captain's chair. You know what? You affiliate captains with, of course, the sea and fishing. Look at the fishing net on this particular chair. Mid-century modern, wonderful design, leather, wood, and of course that fishing net that really makes this captain's armchair look mid-century modern. It has a couple of issues with respect to condition, but they're minor, and it does need some restoration, but still, at the price that my video caller got, she could afford to do the restoration on it. So the captain's chair is a beautiful example of the work of Jean Gillon, and this particular piece also has a very nice color in terms of the leather. So the leather ottoman went with it. So you've got the leather ottoman and its wooden base, and you have the chair as well. So she's got the whole thing, the whole set. The whole set was in a thrift store, and she said she went into the thrift store, she saw the piece, they were asking $100 for the two pieces, the ottoman and the chair. She said, you know, I thought $100 was too high for me, so I left and I thought about it and I went back. A couple weeks later, not days, weeks later, and they were then asking $25 for it. She got it at $25. You know, she basically said, I'm definitely going to take it for 25 bucks. I'll invest in the restoration of it. It looks kind of cool. So on the video call, I appraised it. What's it worth? $8,000. That's right. Similar chairs in good condition are valued at $8,000. So she's going to need a little bit of restoration for it, but that won't be anywhere near as costly as, of course, this chair. When she resells it, she's going to do great. Here's a real bargain for you from a video call from an online auction. Now, a lot of you collect purses, a lot of you resell purses and accessories, all different types of things, as well as jewelry. And this kind of straddles both of those categories. And here's why. It's a Judith Leiber purse. It's signed. It's marked. It is 3 compartments. Kind of reminds me of an Asian bento box. You know, those boxes you can actually open up and they store food in. This purse has a nice leather exterior, and it also has a very thin, slim cord for over your shoulder. It's a nice evening bag. It has, in fact, these elements, these rhinestone elements that are on each side of the bag. And this piece is in beautiful condition, a very typical work of Judith Leiber. Now, Leiber's known for beadwork, detailing, crystals, all types of pieces, but this one is relatively diminutive, kind of understated. It's a nice piece. So during the video call, my video caller said, I bought this at an online auction, and I understood that there were a couple of these little details that were missing, but I didn't care because I figured I could have it restored, or I could just sell it as it is and let the buyer decide how they want to restore it. There's lots of people who do, of course, restoration of vintage pieces, especially now, and there's a whole market for, of course, pieces that are in need of restoration. I said, okay. So what did you pay for it? She said, I paid $12 for it. I said, $12 at an online auction? Yes. She goes, I think because some of those little sparkly pieces were missing, I think they figured, oh, well, it's got some damage, and I'll just let it go for a little bit. That was a big mistake. So I said, the piece is worth $375. So I said, that's great. She said, thanks so much for the video call. She gets back in touch with me to follow up, and I love it when you guys follow up. Tell me what's happening, you know, comment, of course, let me know what's what. And that particular example was a great example because she said, hey, Dr. Lori, guess what? I listed the piece and it sold for just what you said it was worth. You said $375, it sold for $375. I'm really happy. And that's a real bargain as well. A great piece, a good designer name, which you've got to look for. and you're not going to get cheaper than 12 bucks. Hey, this next real bargain. Oh, before I get to the next real bargain, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. It's at drloriv.com. It's very easy. Sign up, give us your email address. We'll send it to you, and it's free. Lots of great information in the newsletter. This next real bargain comes from a video call, and it was purchased at a thrift store. This is a great one. And of course, I know I love jewelry, but this was a great real bargain. And they all are, but this one's particularly good. This one is a 18-inch, 14-karat gold marked Italy on the lobster claw clasp, right, necklace. This necklace is triple strands, it's braided, and it's also graduated. So from the back of the neck where the clasp is all the way to the front, it actually gets bigger as you come to the front. And this braid work is something that you might recognize from the 1980s. It was in style in the 1980s to have these Italian gold braided necklaces in tricolor gold. So rose gold, which has the reddish color, and white gold, which has the silver color, and of course yellow gold, which has the golden or yellow color. Those three tricolor gold together in this graduated necklace, about 18 inches long, marked. Where did my video caller find it? In a jewelry jar at a thrift store for $25 for the whole jar full of jewelry. This is just one of the items that she got out of the jewelry jar. And this particular one, she probably paid about $1 when you break it all down. When she got 30 pieces from the jewelry jar, if you break it down, it's less than $1 for this one necklace. That necklace is, wait for it, worth $1,250. All that gold, 14 karat, made in Italy, graduated. That's a beautiful necklace. This next real bargain will reinforce when I tell you, you gotta keep the sets intact. If you've got something that's a pair, you've got something that's a set, try to keep it intact. And if you can find the pair, look around the thrift store, because maybe one half is in one shelf and one half is on the other side of the store. So look around. This piece is from the Priority Ask Dr. Lori service, where clients will sign up to be part of the Priority Ask Dr. Lori service. And basically, I provide them with information through email based on their images that they upload for a particular amount of time. Having said that, that particular service is very popular, and this person was a priority person, and she said, Dr. Lori, I got these at a thrift store. I got these at Habitat for Humanity, and I didn't expect them to be there, and I didn't really know what they were, but they were a set, and I hear you talk about sets. I'm always talking about sets. I hear you talking about sets on the videos, and I said, well, there's two of them. They look like a pair. I'm going to buy them. Well, here's what they are, and here's why I got so excited when I saw them on of course, my submissions of photographs. I said, these are wonderful. They are brass candlesticks. They're brazed. That element in the middle and on the top is called brazing. It's when a sculptor takes a very, very heated oxyacetylene torch and they start to melt other metals on top and basically give you this nice design element. It's very popular in the middle part of the 20th century and into the 1970s in sculpture and in, of course, design. Pieces like this, the decorative arts. So these are made by a company in Finland in the 1970s called Pentti Sarpaneva. And Pentti Sarpaneva is a wonderful firm that does a lot of these mid-century modern, moving into brutalist and minimalist kinds of decorative art pieces. That's what these are. She got the pair in the Habitat for Humanity thrift store, and she said, I paid $1 for the pair, $1 for the pair. I was like, $1. Now, they're not that big. They're 6.5 inches tall. So they're not that big, but they're 6.5, and then the diameter of that base is about 3.5 inches. But they're really quite fine. They're very well made, and they're a beautiful design in terms of that time period, the 1970s. So what are they worth? Well, hold on to this one. $750 for a pair. That's what they sell for, based on actual sales records where similar pieces have sold. This next real bargain is kind of a 2-for-1. So I'm on a video call and with a gentleman who's in Colorado, and he says, Dr. Lori, I bought these in a thrift store. I buy a lot of art pieces. A lot of people overlook art pieces. I like art pieces, so I bought these when I had the opportunity. So here's the first of two. This piece is by an artist in Ecuador. During the video call, we talked about these objects. An artist in Ecuador named Martin Borja. And this particular one is a very nice example of Martin Borja's characteristic work. Sculptural pieces, usually showing a cast element with a cactus and also some kind of animal or some other types of foliage, basically, flora, if you will, plants, shrubs, and such. And then enhanced with precious or semi-precious stones. So you'll see this first piece, which is 11 inches tall, and this piece is signed, and this piece has green stones which were tested on the Presidium gemstone tester by, of course, my video caller. He said, Dr. Lori, you know, I saw these and I thought, these are interesting works of art. You know, this is a lot of work to do. With that, of course, the stones, and also with, of course, all of these other mixed media elements. I said, that's a beautiful sculpture. I like it a lot. What did you pay for it? He said, I paid $15 for this one. I said, $15 for this one with the green stones, with, of course, the base, with the cast metal element of the tree. I said, that's a beautiful piece and a wonderful example of Borja's work. The Ecuadorian artist, pieces like this, typically resell $425. That's what this one's worth. And here comes the second half of the story. Another one in the same store, my video caller was able to obtain for another $15. That's all he paid, $15 each. And this one had amethyst stones. So this one has a road runner. Do you see the road runner figure there? And of course the cast metal tree, a little bit of the foliage sitting on, of course, this particular stone element with all of the amethyst at the bottom. A beautiful example, a really nice piece for an office or a desk or a bookshelf, a great work of art. This piece is 10 inches tall, so a little bit smaller, but worth a little bit more. For the $15 investment, it's worth $550. He made nearly $1,000 on these two items that in fact cost him 30 bucks. That's a real bargain. He was looking for art and he sure found it. I'm Dr. Lori. That's Real Bargains. I hope you find your real bargains real soon.